Hello everyone, good day. In this video, I will discuss one question related to trigonometry graph sketching. So let me read out the question for you. Diagram 1 shows part of the graph y equivalent to a cos x over b plus c for 0 until 3 pi such that a, b, c are integers. So part A of the question requires us to find the value of the unknowns a, b, c, and part B we have to find the value of x when y is maximum, and on the same axis we have to sketch the negative modulus of the given function. Okay, please take note this fx here refers to y. This fx here refers to the y graph, which is this entire thing. Okay, so let's start to solve the question. First thing that you need to understand, since the trigonometry that they are talking in this particular equation is related to cos, we have to know the basic cos graph. So let me draw and show you the basic cos graph. The basic cos graph will look something like this, in which here will be 2 pi and in the middle will be just pi. The amplitude will be 1 and then the amplitude on the negative side will be -1. So this is a basic y equivalent to cos x graph. Okay, so when you do comparison between what is given to you on the question and to the basic y equivalent to cos x graph, we can see that the shape is upside down. Okay, we can see the peak is now at the bottom, is already on the top in the question, and the two tail are now at the bottom. So the graph will become inverted only when we multiply by negative. So basically, a y equivalent to negative cos x graph will look something like this. Let me just indicate to you how will be the shape of a negative cos x graph. So the negative cos x will look something like this. It will go up and then it will come down like this. Okay, so it's the same shape like what I've shown here in this top area, but only thing it will become inverted, rotated about the x-axis, something like that. Rotated, not reflected, rotated about the x-axis. So that is the first thing students need to understand in order to answer this question correctly. So let's find the unknowns ABC right now. Okay, how to find the unknowns ABC? Very simple. We start with the A. We have to find the A first. Okay, so when we want to find the A, very simple. The highest point here is y equivalent to 8, and then the lowest point here y equivalent to -4. So in order to find A, what we need to do, we need to add both values, 8 plus with modulus of -4 divided by 2. So we'll end up getting 12 over 2 and then we'll get 6. So the amplitude of this particular graph is 6, but since this graph has the inverted shape like what I explained earlier, the A value will be -6. Please take note. So now we'll move on to part B. Part B, we have to find the unknown B, but it is always better to find the C first and then to find the B later on. Okay, so how to find the C is very simple. We can actually use any of the coordinate. For example, if I take this coordinate, the X value is 0 and then the corresponding Y value is -4. So what I would do is I will put this as X in my equation and I'll put this as Y in my equation in order to get the answer. So that will make my equation y equals to -6 cos x over b plus c. So now what happens? My y is -4 and then -6 cos, cos 0 divided by b plus c. So that will end up giving me -4 is equals to -6. 0 divided by any number is still 0. So cos 0 plus c. So all of you should know that cos 0 is actually equivalent to 1. Okay, in that context, I would say -4 is equals to -6 multiplied by 1 plus c. As you continue, you will get -4 is equals to -6 plus c. Therefore, c equals to -4 plus 6 and you'll end up getting c equivalent to -2. And that is the, +2. C equivalent to +2. And that will be the answer for C. Okay. So as you continue to find the unknown C, unknown B, you may just resume from where you left off. Since you already know two unknowns from our main equation, we can continue. So we know y is equivalent to negative 6 cos x over b plus 2. I already incorporate the value of a and c into the equation. Now I'm going to use a different point to find the answer. Maybe I can use this point in which half of this, please take note guys, the total is 0 to 3 pi. So half of this must be 3 over 2 pi. And then the x value, the y value here is 8. So in that context, I can say this coordinate is 3 over 2 pi and then 8. So I'm going to use this as x and y. So let us put the y will be here is 8 is negative 6 cos 3 over 2 pi. That means you can just put 1.5 pi over b and then plus 2. Okay. So what happens here? First the 2 you have to bring the other side. So 8 minus 2 is equals to negative 6 cos 1.5 pi over b, and then 8 minus 2 becomes 6 is equals to negative 6 cos 1.5 pi over b, and as you continue you can divide both sides by negative 6, so negative 1 equals to cos 1.5 pi over b. So you'll get at cos 180, which is cos pi, the value is negative 1. So cos pi is equals to cos 1.5 pi over b. So cancel the cos, you'll end up getting 1.5 over b is equals to pi. So cancel the pi, you'll end up getting 1.5 over b is equals to 1. Therefore, b is equals to 1.5, which is, we can technically say it's 3 over 2. And that's how we get the answer for B. Part A of the question is complete right now. Okay. Let's move to the part B, where they ask you to find the value of x when y is maximum. Okay. For this one, it is very, very simple. We already have the answer because we know our y maximum is 8. So we just need to substitute back into the equation because you have the full equation right now. Y equals to negative 6 cos x over b, x over 1.5 plus 2. So the y maximum in our case is actually equivalent to 8. So substitute 8 into the equation. 8 equals to negative 6 cos x over 1.5 plus 2. So rearranging the equation, negative 6 cos x over 1.5 plus 2 is equivalent to 8. Negative 6 cos x over 1.5 is equivalent to 6 cos x over 1.5 is equals to negative 1. So cos x over 1.5 is equals to, we will get cos pi 180. Pi is 180, cos 180 is negative 1. So we are just indicating as it is. And when we cancel cos and cos, we get x over 1.5 is equals to pi. Therefore, x equals to 1.5 pi. Therefore, x is equivalent to 3 over 2 pi. So that is the value of x that makes the y maximum. So that will be part B, working for part B of this particular question. Okay. Let's move on to part C right now. On the same axis, sketch the graph of y negative modulus of fx. So that means whatever given to you, the graph, first you must apply modulus. So let me show you what will happen if you apply modulus. For any graph, when you apply modulus, only the negative area will be reflected. So what happens here is that this particular area will get reflected above like this in the same value, and this will be reflected above, and this value negative 4 will become positive 4, and students must make sure when they sketch both of these are in the same horizontal line. So it is students duty to make a proper sketch before continuing. So please measure using ruler the gap here, and then please reflect the same gap here before proceeding, and then please make a line like this. The line must follow the same curvature, and the line here also must follow the same curvature. Okay. Now what happened? We already done with the modulus. but we have two operation. One is modulus followed by a negative multiplication. So what happened when you multiply this graph by a negative value, all the positive, now currently all the graph is positive because the graph consists of the purple and this particular original graph, and then again purple, which are all positive. When you apply negative, all becomes negative. So what happens, this purple will now again go down, follow the same original graph and follow the same original graph as it is, and then this particular area which I'll show in blue color, the blue graph will now, since it was originally positive, after you multiply by negative it becomes a negative, going down like this. So end of the day, your answer for the sketching will only have this purple and blue color only. Kindly make sure that you label things properly as -8 here, and make sure there is no positive graphs in your final answer. Okay, if you have any comments, please post it below. I will make a reply for it. I hope you guys understand, and see you again in another video.